Hey guys, Ben here. Today I wanted to give you my first thoughts and impressions of the 100% Accuri motocross and mountain biking goggles. These retail for around £60, however they're currently on clearance in most places as 100% has just released the second iteration of these goggles, so I managed to pick these up for around £20 to £25. I'll leave links down in the description to where you can find these, but with that said, let's get into the video. So the 100% company does all sorts of goggles for most sports, including mountain biking, motocross, and snowmobiles, skiing, stuff like that. However, most of them are the same, and you'll see mountain biking and motocross goggles are the exact same product, and they're advertised for both sports. That's because they're basically made for the same thing, off-roading. So I'll be referencing both in this video, but there's no real difference. The outside box, very simple, you can see through it. I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of cutting the flap out just because I'm keeping this box for storage. But yeah, nothing really major on the outside, there's just some information about the products. Inside the box you will find the goggles inside a nice microfiber towel. This is really nice. Just for storing it, to stop it getting scratched and just to keeping it protected, and also because when you're out on the trail and you want to give your goggles a quick wipe, you don't have to take a separate cloth entirely. So that is really nice to have. Also in the box are a replacement lens. Now this is really nice of them to include, especially with these goggles. They come with a mirrored lens if you don't particularly like that, or you just want to swap it out for low light goggles, then you can just replace the lens. It's really nice that they include it, even if it just gets scratched, you can just simply change it out. Another great thing about the lenses and the visors with 100% is because they use the exact same visor across the whole lineup of their goggles. They're very cheap, so you can pick up replacement lenses for about £10 for the single colour ones, and for around £15 to £20 for the mirrored finish. I'll put that up on the screen now, and you have a whole range of different colours and mirrors and finishes from you to choose from. So it's really up to you, and it's really nice that they provide that at such a low cost and give you one free in the box. Taking a look at the goggles themselves, you can see that I have gotten the white and yellow with the orangey yellow straps, and I really like the general design of these goggles. They're very sporty, they're very ergonomic, they fit really well. The material on the outside isn't hard plastic, it's a very hard rubber. Now some people might think that this is a bad idea as they want it to be strong. However, the benefit of having a rubber outside is that if you crash and if you fall, these goggles have a lot of twist to them. You can see I can flex it in all sorts of directions and it's not getting damaged. This is really helpful because when you buy these goggles, which are around £60, which is the middle of the lineup, you don't want to be replacing the whole goggle every time you crash, So some people think that that's not particularly good. I really like it. It just makes the goggles last longer, and also it feels quite nice, You also have these small rubber outsides here just to give you that bit more sturdiness and to help it in a crash. When it comes to the foam, 100% is known for making really nice. They have a patented triple foam system, so you have this really soft, comfortable felt here, which reduces rubbing and you won't get irritated by it. Then you have some regular foam on the outside, and right on the edge you have a slightly harder foam so that this doesn't all compress and you end up resting on the frame. So that is really nice. You can see it up there, the 3 different layers. Past that you also have a really wide gap. Now this will help with preventing fogging and preventing just generally being all hot and sweaty in there. That's really, really nice to see, especially when you're riding. You know, you'll be getting a lot of airflow through it, you'll be getting some ventilation, but it's also still quite protective, you know, the front, so it's generally just passive flow through it. Moving on to the straps, you can see that they are white, which will mean they'll probably get muddy over time. That's of course personal choice. A lot of companies just print the logo onto the strap. 100% is really good. Instead of just printing it off and that getting worn as it stretches over time, they've actually gone and put a rubber layer as the logo, so that is not going to come off at all. And then they print it on top. It feels really, really nice, and of course, as much as it's just cosmetic, it's nice to see that extra effort put in, which is what you'd expect for goggles in this price range. When it comes to adjusting, you have two little buckles on opposite sides, and you can just pull them together to adjust. I've found these fit most people. I've tested them on a few different people and of all sorts of ages, and they seem to fit well. You can tighten it, and especially with the helmet, you know, you won't really have issues with sizing then. Moving on back to the front, you can see that the lens has this really nice mirrored finish, but as I've said, of course, you have the clear lens available and other lenses available on the website in case you don't like that. You can also see it has the pins system for tear-offs. Now, if you don't know what tear-offs are, they're basically thin plastic sheets which you can put over the goggle, so that in a race, when you don't have the chance to wipe your goggles off, you can simply just tear the piece of plastic off, and then you have a clean set of goggles. It's really not meant for any sort of casual use. You can if you have the money, but it's nice to see that you have the option of doing that if you choose to. On the higher end models, they also have a roller system. Basically, it's an automatic system where you pull a string and it clears it, but really that's, once you get into that level, you're doing professional racing and you would already know about that, so I won't be covering that. All in all, I really, really like generally how the goggles feel. I will be doing an update video once I get to test these out on the trail and testing it with my new full face helmet. Stay tuned for a video on that. I'll be giving a review of that helmet soon, and generally how they've worked over time. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, a sub is really appreciated. You know, I'm just starting out, small channel, and the support helps me make videos like these. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will try to answer them. And if you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Any feedback is appreciated. And I will see you next time.